A forgettable first half found the Grizzlies up only 12-7 at the break, but it was the final 24 minutes that no one in the stands that night will forget.
It was up and down the whole time, and we were just trying to battle out, just take it away at the end.
We were pretty confident that we could get the ball in the end zone with a couple minutes left, and so we weren't real worried. We didn't panic or, you know, get on our players at all. We were pretty confident out in the huddle that we could, you know, get down the field. I think we had like 60 yards to go or something, and put the ball in the end zone with a little bit of time left.
The Grizzlies did prevail by 36-33 to win another SOC title, but a recent trend was on their side. Playoff appearance.
It seemed like either defense could stop the other offense.
Taking on the Ashland Grizzlies.
Very close ball game.
For the SOC championship. Season bid, and then you see, oh, Ashland. It's over. Yeah. Season's over. That's it right there. That's what happened to Sandy Union tonight. I love that name. Sandy Union came to town hoping to upset the state's #1 team, but it didn't take long for the Pioneers to find out that they were out of their league in more ways than one. Now, just to refresh your memories, just in case you've forgotten, I'm sure you haven't, remember tonight at 6, that crazy Sports Watch staff computer, not only did it predict a big Ashland win, but also watch out for a man named Buchanugan. I tell you, Sandy must not have gotten here on time, or they would have known to watch out for him. Quarterback Jeremy Steinman to Buchanugan, 12 yards. It was like this all night. The Grizzlies marching at will. Steinman steps back this time, still in the first quarter. Watch Todd Coffey. He is wide open. 19 yards later, Ashland up 6-zip. They did miss the extra point. It would not matter. Later in the first, Steinman to who else? He looks, he finds. It's Buchanugan around the left end this time. Touchdown Grizzlies again, 14-zip. We're still in the first quarter. Then in the second, watch the defense start to take over the entire varsity team. Even some JV guys in on this tackle. That gets ugly for Sandy. And you want to see Buchanugan one more time? Okay, you got it. Buchanugan around right end for the touchdown. Ashland up 28-zip at the half. They go on for the easy 42-15 win. That was Jim Nagel's 100th win as Ashland's head coach in only 11 years at Ashland. Wow. Next up for the Grizzlies, though, Beaverton. That is a rematch of last year's semifinal. This game, though, not to be held up in Eugene. This game will be at Beaverton. Beaverton knocked off the defending champs Marshfield tonight, so that should be a great game. That game, of course, next week. Well, hey, Ashland is used to hosting playoff games. They've done quite a bit of that, 8 in all going back to 1989, but for Grants Pass, 11 years.
In the state, you pretty much played the weakest team in the playoffs to start off, and the Grizz trying to avoid a letdown tonight after a tremendous game last week against North Medford. They welcome the Sandy Pioneers to Walter A. Phillips Field in Ashland for a taste of how high school football is played at the finest. The Pioneers out of the Portland Interscholastic League were fired up early. The first play from scrimmage for Ashland, Jeremy Steinman leads Ethan Titus too far. Number 21, David Carson, comes up with the interception for Sandy. The Pioneers mount a drive via the ground. They run the option, and it's Carson doing the work on the offense. He gets some good yardage inside the 30. The Pioneers go for it on 4th and 12. Jay Tumbaga must not have seen Jason Robustelli because he throws it right to him. The turnover ends the threat. The Grizz take advantage. Steinman back to pass, and he can't find a receiver with those happy feet and decides to take off with it. He must have been taking notes from Curtis and Buchanugan all year long, because check out those moves. The senior gets inside the 20. Now 3rd and long. Steinman finds a wide open Todd Coffey instantly. 6-0 Grizz. The Ashland D then made the proper adjustments to stop the Pioneer ground attack. Darren Gaston gets to Jason Hood before the handoff. Casey Curtis is there to help out. Sandy forced to punt. Second quarter action. Curtis gets the call. He hurdles the line and has some running room, taking it close to the goal line. A penalty knocked him back, and it's a good thing because you won't find many prettier TDs than this one. David Buchanugan with the catch. He stays in bounds and dives for pay dirt. A tremendous effort by the senior. 14-0 Ashland. More offense coming up for the Grizzlies. Curtis with another one of his famous runs. He breaks through the line and then looks to dish out some punishment. Curtis with some tremendous running all night long. A couple of plays later, Buchanugan does his stuff. The athleticism coming up. Check out as he hurdles the defender. Oh! And takes it down to the 3. Book gets the honors on 4th and 2. Ashland going for it on 4th down all night long. He finds the end zone on the far side. It's a day at the beach for the Grizzlies as they beat Sandy 42-15 to advance to the second round of the playoffs. Joe, just a great way to start your run. to win it all.
Looked like #1 football team out there. I'll tell you what, Tom, Ashland handled the line of scrimmage. The game started with Sandy with the interception and a drive. It was a very important time there for the Grizzlies to establish themselves defensively. The only other time in the entire contest Sandy threatened was the start of the second half. They drove down inside the 20 both times. The Grizzlies held them out. It was 42-0 before Sandy scored. They haven't been in the playoffs for 17 years, and they didn't stay long in this round. And Ashland just looks great. It's a great start for the Grizzlies and the SOC's top 3 teams.
And we've seen it all before, that's for sure. As we've been accustomed to over the years, the Grizzlies once again, another great playoff performance. Jim Nagel picks up his 100th career win as head coach. Here's some of Jim's thoughts after the game.
Games that you're a little bit leery about because of last week's big win over North, and there's always a tendency for a letdown. You know, we've got to make sure we don't overlook anybody, and that's what we talked about, taking them one game at a time. And you know, it's sudden death now, and 32 teams are going to be pared down to 16, and many a good football team has you know, gotten knocked off in early rounds simply because they've overlooked somebody, and we wanted to make sure we weren't guilty of that.
Well, we have a real advantage playing in the Southern Oregon Conference because we got our intensity. I mean, they had some big, strong, fast guys, but we get after them low, and we hit them pretty hard. We all had a good game all across the board, and it was a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, let's go right down the line. The Grizzlies up front, that's where it all happens. You've had great running and passing this year. Continue to protect and open holes.
Yeah, we owe a lot to our team unity and stuff. I think that we work together as a team, and with Casey running, easy work.
You do like that camera time, don't you?
I had to get a little extra.
There you go. What is the difference between football in the Southern Oregon Conference and up in Portland?
I'll tell you, Ty, the teams are so dedicated to the year-round training that it takes. Ashland set the standard when Jim Nagel brought that program up. It's his 100th win in 11 years. It took the Grizzlies almost 40 years to get their first 100 wins in the school's history. Ashland has set the standard. North Medford has answered the challenge. Grants Pass is right there, too. I know they finished second and third, but North, I think, a better team right now. They just have set a standard higher than anyone else in the state.
So the question we have for you, Tom Resepi, did North Medford answer the challenge tonight?
Well, they could be the second best team in this.